Hey, MCARBO brother, I'm Chris Nelson, president of MCARBO. Really excited to introduce a new feature we've got for that plastic polymer grip on your KEL-TEC KS7. A textured rubber adhesive grip enhancement really takes it to that next level of performance. One of the primary shooting fundamentals is a good solid grip, and you can't have your hand slipping around. A lot of this polymer is just kind of slick, doesn't give you much texture, doesn't give you much grip, it's just kind of flat, not much in terms of a rubber feel. So really love these new rubber adhesive grips. When you're throwing round after round down range and you tend to slip on that grip, you're going to throw shots here and there. It's not going to be as accurate as what you could do with a solid grip. So let's get on over tabletop, take a look at what we got for this polymer frame here. As always, let's go ahead and check our firearms together, make sure they're clear. Check the chamber, check the magazine tube, check the bolt face, the shotgun's clear. Parts and tools needed for this build: your KEL-TEC KS7 rubber adhesive grips by MCARBO. Comes with the grip wrap, the back strap portion, and also an alcohol prep pad. Really necessary to help clean up any of that dirt, grime, gun oil on the frame. Then you're gonna need a heat gun or a hair dryer. Highly recommend a hair dryer. Less chance of screwing it up that way, more consistent heat, and you don't need to go super hot to get these to stick the way we want them to. So let's go ahead and open up our grips. Take a look at what we got in the kit here. So this is the back strap portion here. Here's the grip wrap, and here's your alcohol prep pad. First thing we want to do is just wrap the grip around to make sure we got the right one. That's a good fit. Look at that, perfect. All right, so check one, good to go. Now we'll take our alcohol prep pad here, and we're just gonna scrub that grip, even if it's brand new. You know, they test fire these in the factory. You know, people assemble them. They're not washing their hands between firearms. They're going to have grease on their hands, things of that nature. So we don't want to leave it up to chance. We want to make sure we get a nice, good, clean starting point to make sure we can give that adhesive the best chance possible. Then once it's clean, we're going to heat it up after we let it air dry for a couple minutes. Make sure you get the back strap as well, even that top portion. And then the edges of the pistol grip. All right, good. Look at that. This is a brand new shotgun. You're already getting a little bit of dirt on there, some grime. So you will be surprised. Then we're going to let it air dry. We're not going to rub it off with a towel or anything like that. We don't want any lint or anything like that on the grip. So just let it air dry for a couple minutes, and then we'll come right back and we'll heat it up. All right, now that it's good and air dried, we're gonna fire up our heat gun or a hair dryer, which is preferred. If you're running a heat gun, just run it on low. And we wanna get it nice and warm, kind of like the temperature of your hot cup of coffee. 130 degrees is what it should feel like. And this also helps evaporate any leftover alcohol on there. And a good way to start, making sure you got a nice warm surface, because that adhesive reacts to the heat. And you're gonna see it, which is really cool. It's going to contour to that gator grip there. Get in the front of the grip. Get in the back strap. Hair dryer is the way to go. All I've got here at the shop is a heat gun. Nobody brought their hair dryer to work. Can't believe it. All right. Let's check it. All right, getting pretty warm there. Not quite that hot cup of coffee mug feel. If you see any lint or anything like that from the alcohol wipe pad, just rub it off. Want to make sure we have good, clean surface. All right, it's feeling good and warm now. Just gonna leave my heat gun running. All right, so you're gonna peel it carefully. And then touching the centers, try not to touch the edges. We wanna make sure we don't wear out that adhesive on the edges, so just touch on the centers, at least there's plenty of adhesive around it. And what we'll do is we're going to line up one side first, and then we're going to tack it in place. So everything's kind of lined up, and you see I'm just I'm just kind of tacking it in place, just kind of tapping here and there. I'm not fully wrapping it or putting firm pressure on it. Now you have to be careful, because if you let it fall on there, it'll stick. And we want to line up that seam right there in between those V's on the front portion of the grip, all right? And then we're going to slowly wrap it around and do the same on this side. We're going to tack it in place. Make sure you got a good, even adhesion there. You know, if you're not careful, it'll kind of bind on you, so you have to evenly wrap it and kind of just tap it down in place until we get a good inspection on it and we know that it's exactly where we want it. It's much easier to remove if you just kind of tabbed it down in place as opposed to really pressing it down. All right, everything's looking really good over here, so I'm going to start pressing it down. But I'm leaving the back strap up, as you can see here. That'll be last. So I'm just pressing down each side first. Same with the front. Also checking to make sure there's no air bubbles or anything like that. You know, if you have to peel it back a little bit to make an adjustment, this is the time to do it before we add heat to it. You can see these little cutouts right here on the back strap side. Really important, helps make sure we don't have any sort of ripples or air bubbles. All right, and then I just went straight down the side there and just pressed it down. You can do the same on the other side now. All right, nice. Good solid wrap all the way around. All right, now we need to go ahead and add the back strap portion. So go ahead and just peel off that backing. All right, now this little circular portion is going to go on the top. So this is the top right here. You can see there's the bottom of the pistol grip. So the circular portion is going to go on the top, right where that flat spot would be. You know, the intention is for it to grab that webbing of your hand, kind of give you that nice positive control. And then that little narrow portion should be right there in the center of that radius, of that curve. Just kind of tacking it down as I'm going here. Make sure there's no stretch right here. So naturally it'll want to kind of stretch. I can see it. So I'm going to help it out there. There we go. You want it to lay nice and flat, not under any sort of tension. All right, good. So it's nice and flat, no tension, no gaps. It shouldn't be pulling it up off of the frame because it's so tight between here. So tacking it in place, and we're kind of just smoothing it out in one direction. That's perfect right there. That's what we want. All right, so now we got our back strap on there, our grip wrap. Now we can heat it up and go through the process of heating, gripping, heating, gripping. We'll do that 3 times. Make sure you got a good even amount of heat all the way around. You don't want to burn the rubber adhesive. Just want to get it nice and warm. Check your temperature as you go. And then we're going to go all the way around the grip. You can already start to see that adhesive warming up with that heat, and it's starting to contour that grip. Wait till we throw a little pressure on it and you'll really see it take shape there. Getting the back strap good. And if you're running that heat gun, be careful not to hit that hot metal tip on that grip. That's why I recommend hair dryer is the way to go. Simple. It's the right heat. You don't have to worry about temperature or burning your grip. All right, now let's go ahead and grip it. Oh, look at that. Really starting to come through now. You can see all of that texture showing through. You know, grip it with both hands, really wrench down on it. Make sure you press down on those edges as well. That's going to be something that we're going to focus on this next pass. But right now, just getting that initial grip, most important. Look at that. That's what you want right there. All right, now let's go ahead and run another pass of heat. Getting that back strap. All right, let's go ahead and grip it. Should be nice and warm, you know, like a hot cup of coffee. All right, really focus on getting those edges as well. Work your way around any sort of seam that you can see. Find it, make sure it's pressed down really well, including that back strap area. You know, we've got a 50% lifetime wear and tear replacement guarantee. So if you screw it up during installation, no big deal. Fold it up, mail it back to us, we'll send you another one. It'll be half of what you paid initially, but at least you're not left high and dry, forced to buy another one. And that goes for wear and tear down the road. It just gets worn out. You know, you've had it for a few years and it's starting to look a little ratty. Time to replace it. We can still easily send you that replacement. You just fold it up, mail it back to us. We check your order history, make sure it came from us, and good to go. All right, good. Now let's go ahead and heat it up one more time. All right, nice and warm grip is what you should be feeling right now. And we're gonna really press down, even two-handed squeeze. Make sure we get a good, nice adhesion to that polymer frame. But be careful not to grip too hard. You can really screw it up. So make sure it's just enough, because it is hot, that adhesive is warm. So you don't want to slip and move it around. Just want to get a nice solid press. And then what we want to do is let it cool. You can still grip it, just don't shift your grip as you're putting pressure on it, because that will make the adhesive shift. So good solid grip, play with it a little bit. But yeah, just certainly don't start putting it in a bag or putting it through the paces just yet. Let it cool down for about a good 20-30 minutes, and then you're rock solid. Awesome, man, this feels great. This is a heck of an upgrade, night and day, compared to what we started with, that smooth, slippery polymer. And you'll be able to feel up here on the fore end, and then the grip back here. I have a feeling we're gonna have to do something up here for the fore end as well. But this is just a night and day difference for that KS7. Feels awesome, man. This is what you need. You gotta start here with a good solid grip. Well, there you go, guys. A really common sense upgrade to help give you a more solid grip on your plastic pistol grip on the KS7. One of the primary shooting fundamentals is a good solid grip on this shotgun. You want to make sure that you're not slipping around. You start slipping on that grip, you're going to start throwing rounds. Not going to be quite as accurate. So you want to make sure you got a good solid grip. Not to mention you're throwing a bunch of rounds down range. Naturally, it's going to want to slip, move a little bit under all that shock. So good place to start. Very simple, easy way to upgrade this grip, giving you good textured rubber feel. Feels awesome. I have a feeling everybody's gonna want one for the fore end, because once you touch this, then you touch this, you're gonna be like, this doesn't feel as secure or solid, kind of slippery. So really happy. Thank you, MCARBO Brotherhood, for your ideas and your support. And as always, happy shooting.